Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it literally does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here this morning. And let's have another cup of coffee, get another sip, because this is our last game day coffee until September. It is Super Bowl Sunday, the end of the season. Season that's been crazy. It's been unnerving. It's been terrible if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. And now it's a matter of picking up the pieces and figuring out how we go from here. Some news that will either make you happy if you're a Dak Prescott fan. It may make you mad if you're a Dak Prescott troll and want Dak out of here. Or actually, it might make you happy because you're just a whiny little bitch and all you want to do is have something to bitch about. And you literally live for bitching about Dak Prescott. Whatever emotion that is, whatever feeling that is, Dak is not going anywhere, according to Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport, that the Cowboys will franchise tag Dak Prescott if they can't get a long-term deal done by March 9th. Either way, they plan on having him here. To me, it's the best move. Now, here is potentially some better news on the situation, a little bit of relief that they're being able to get. We looked at early projections of where we were with the cap, and we were sitting somewhere between 14 to 17 million if the salary cap, forgive me, I'm sorry, I've got a little throat thing going on. If we went to the rock bottom of the very bare minimum, having the salary cap drop $22 million, the Cowboys would have about $14 to $17 million. Now, early projections, and we won't know for sure until sometime in March, the exact number after they finish counting all the money from the Super Bowl and the gambling and everything else to put it together to one big pile. And then they say, okay, here's how much money we made gross. 48% of this cut goes to the NFL salary, NFL player salary. And divide that by 32 teams, and that's what you get for the cap number. Projections right now are about in the mid 80s, 185. So it'll drop by 12, but it shouldn't drop by 22. And if you use that math, then that means we actually have potentially $27 million. Now, when you're looking at, say, 13 or 17 and having to restructure contracts to fit in that franchise tag, you're looking at having to come up with, 23, 24 million. As it stands now, if you go by Sports Track, who's estimating and using their estimates for 185, it's looking like the Cowboys have 27, which means you only need 10 million of space to do the franchise tag. Ultimately, you would be better off signing him to a deal that you can get some more relief, because then come March 15th, you can be a player play in free agency. And the problem for the Dallas Cowboys is they've been frugal in free agency. They don't want to get their feet deep and say, we know that this guy's a stud, but we're not going to pay for that. And what I've learned is this. You get what you pay for. A couple days ago, I went down the country and had to do some repairs. When I bought places, I've gutted them out completely and rebuilt them. That way I know everything is okay. I don't know what's hidden behind the walls. I remember there was these faucets they had special purchase. And if you see special purchase, run. Price seems almost too good to be true, and it's a special purchase, it means it's a piece of crap. They had all of these pull-out faucets. I think they were special purchase at $39. I was like, man, I'm going to buy me a bunch of these, and I'm going to just have them on the shelf. When I need to replace them, I got them. Man, that's a bargain. And, every one of those things, the hose ended up messing up, the sprayer, and instead of just out and out replacing them, I would go out, let me get another sprayer for it. The sprayer costs $24. Okay, So I just put another sprayer on. Okay, it's good. Then the hose would go on and start leaking. And then the leak would happen. The tenant wouldn't tell you about it. So now all of a sudden, now you got a damaged cabinet. So damn, now I got to fix the cabinet and I got to replace the hose, and then the hose, well, you get another hose for it, and the hose is like $15. Then I got to take the plywood out the bottom of the cabinet, fix that, and then, of course, the time of going back and forth. The reality is had I got a really good quality faucet, something that, not the rock bottom, not dirt cheap, if I had gotten like a $129 faucet, I probably would have never had to do any work on it and replace it. I wouldn't have had to go down there twice to fix it. I wouldn't have had to spend $24 and $15 for a hose and a sprayer in for it. I wouldn't have had to fix the cabinet. So I was trying to be penny wise. Let me save a few dollars now. But it cost me more in the long run. And you could take a look at what we did in free agency. You know what? I'll get that cheap faucet. I'll get a Dante Poe. I'll get a Darryl Worley. I'll go ahead and get Emerson Griffin. You got these guys that were cheap, that were older, that had, were journeymen at this point in their careers. And it cost you more. It cost you your defense. It cost you in dead money. So instead of us spending a whole bunch of money on a whole bunch of nothing, let's just go out and get one really good, outstanding player. Let's get a guy that we know is at the top of their game. Yeah, it might cost you $12 or $15 million, but you spent 22 on the guys that didn't do you anything. I'd rather have one guy that's got great statistics and does an impact for my team than having 5 guys that didn't bust a grape. And this in lies with the philosophy of the Dallas Cowboys. So, back to the Dak Prescott situation. The Cowboys can easily put a voidable year on Amari Cooper's contract. Excuse me again, I'm sorry. Put a voidable year on Amari Cooper's contract and basically restructure it, get some cap relief, and have enough money to pay for Dak Prescott. And that's with the franchise tag, which will enable them to have more time. I kind of said before that the Cowboys would probably franchise tag Dak Prescott just to give him more time to make sure that that ankle really is in good shape. But doing that hampers you in free agency, because you could go through and get a deal done and have say the first year about $22 million, in which case that is $15 million that you can use towards a good free agent player. Say Justin Simmons. $15 million would get you Justin Simmons. And I'll take Justin Simmons over all the free agents we signed last year. If you do that for me, okay, I'm cool. I'm ready for the draft. And you want to get Kyle Pitts? Hey, if he's the guy that's there, DMV, there's your man. Law Nation, there's your man. But I need a plan, because ultimately we keep getting stuck in the mud doing the same things over and over again. The Dak contract situation is no different than the Zeke Elliott situation, is no different from the D-Law situation. We go through, we keep talking about saving money, and in the end, it costs us more money. And we make bad relationships for the fans and the players, and probably animosity between the players and the ownership. I don't see anybody else doing this. Now, I would say I could understand Jerry and Steven if you were winning games, that this was the Cowboys' way that ended up leading to Super Bowls and success. If this was the New England way, the New England lets you know, listen, you're coming here. You're not going to get top of the line money, but you're going to get a chance to get a ring every year. Or I can rejuvenate your career, and I'm going to use you so I can get something in return, and you in return will be able to go someplace else and get that big fat contract. I could understand that, because they could look and say, you see all these Super Bowl championships? You see all these, right? This is what I can do for you. But the Cowboys haven't had that success. You can't say that, well, by us penny pinching, against Zeke and D-Law and stuff, and then getting more money later on, that it's helped us win. It hasn't. Therefore, you need to look at doing things a little bit differently. And I guess that's all I got to say about that. So hold on to your hats. We don't know if it'll be that February 23rd, which is coming up pretty quick. Understand, February 23rd is when you can start putting the franchise tag on players, and you have only until 2 weeks, until March 9th. That is the last day you can put a tag on them. So I think the Cowboys, honestly, I'm not saying that the Cowboys don't want to sign Dak. I think right now they're actually being prudent to make sure, one, the ankle is good. Two, what will the salary cap look like? Because that's going to change how you do everything. For all we know, it might be 190, in which case you look at that and say, woohoo! And they want to know who and how much money they're going to have to do in contracts to get under and have enough money to do that. All right, guys, I hope you tune into our live stream today. We'll be live streaming the Super Bowl, the last game of the year, and I'll try and figure out how in the world I'm going to do some cooking without my stove since it's snowing outside. So I will see you soon.